Good morning.
Good morning.
Buenos dias. Salsonha. Ah, nice. Now we're getting to international. Wow, for 9 weeks we've been working on the embassy training ground, and we've gone through not only the principles of why an embassy, why an ambassador, that we are not just spectators that come here every Sunday, but in order to really have a relationship with God, we need to understand that we're representing Him.
Amen.
In our acts, in our words, in our thoughts. We have used the lion, we have studied the eagle, and we were just studying the architecture of the narrow gate. But here's the thing, not even mistakes or apparent mistakes in our life are unused by God. They're not a wasted resource. And today we're going to move from identity to industry. You see, the king didn't call you to wait for a future kingdom. He authorized you to occupy this one.
Amen.
And people work for survival, but in the kingdom we deploy for sovereignty. And today we are going to decode that in what I call the protocol of occupation. How to take the ground you stand on and place it under the jurisdiction of the crown. Amen?
Amen.
So, in honor to the king and the statutes of our territory, please stand for the reading of the word. We're going to read it in English and then in Spanish. The first one I call the statute of the command, and we're going to take it out of Luke 19:13 from the King James Version, and it says, "And he called his 10 servants and delivered them 10 pounds and said unto them, Occupy till I come." En español, llamó a 10 de sus siervos y les dio a cada uno una suma de dinero. Les dijo, negocien, ocupad con esto hasta que yo regrese. And we continue to the next one. You are the light of the world, like a city on a hilltop that cannot be hidden. Ustedes son la luz del mundo, como una ciudad en lo alto de una colina que no puede esconderse. In Proverbs 18:16, the word says, giving a gift can open doors. It gives access to important people. Dar un regalo abre las puertas, da acceso a la gente importante. And a lot of people might think, how can I give a gift? I mean, just arrive at a place. And I don't know if anybody had their moms or their granddads always say, never show up with empty hands. Does anybody get that? You were a kid? Yeah. It comes from here. Giving a gift can open doors. It can give access to important people. So, I'm going to go through 3 basic laws. Okay, so the first one is the law of pragmatic sovereignty. When it says occupy, the word occupy in the original Greek is pragmateomai. Try that one. Pragmateomai. It is where we get the word pragmatic from. Okay? The king is not looking for religious servants. He's looking for pragmatic agents, people who will actually go out there and do things. To occupy is to establish the king's economy in a foreign territory until the environment reflects the embassy. You don't have a job in Cuenca, you have a post. of occupation. You're occupying this. The best way to get people to have a relationship with God is living it and understanding that we are ambassadors, we are representatives of the Most High King and His Word. And just simply living it and loving it is the best representative. The second one is the law of functional access. Now this comes from Proverbs 18:16. Your gift is your specialized kingdom DNA. It's that narrow gate we talked about last week. It's that specialization that makes you indispensable. The world doesn't open doors for your religion. As a matter of fact, it might shut some doors.
Amen.
If you just go in with your religion. But it opens doors for your solutions. When your gift solves a problem that no one else can touch, you are legally granted access to the high places of the city, and your excellence is your passport. You should strive to be excellent. And what is excellent? Being excellent means doing the best you can with what you got at that particular moment. Amen?
Amen.
And then we have the law of embassy boundaries. An embassy is a piece of one nation's soil located inside another nation. Okay? So, if you go to the U.S. Embassy, the moment you step into the U.S. Embassy, you're no longer in Ecuador. You're in the United States of America. You're in a piece of soil of the United States. Amen?
Amen.
So, in that space, the local laws of the city stop applying, and the laws of the king take place. Okay? So your business, your office, and your home should not be under the jurisdiction of the Aswai or Ecuadorian economy or laws, moral laws. It should be under the kingdom law. Amen?
Amen.
They are under the kingdom protocol. You are a city on a hill, a beacon, a different government, that which cannot be hidden. The last week, we discussed the narrow gate, which is basically a filter. And I want you to visualize yourself with a whole bunch of pigeons and chickens hanging onto you, and you going through a narrow gate, and the moment you step in through a narrow gate, everything else falls off. That's what the narrow gate is all about. I'm sorry, I just had to give a kiss to Nancy. I hadn't seen her. So, the reason for that filter is for you to become specialized agents, for you to be dignified representatives of our King, of our God. And if you're allowing for people that are dragging you back to hold on, then it's on you. But an agent without a mission is just a tourist. Okay? An agent, an ambassador without a mission is just another tourist. There's no difference. So today we are ending the tourism of the church, and we are no longer asking for permission to be present in the marketplace. We are exercising our authority to occupy our space. Now, in the sermon portion of the service, I am going to give you the specifics of how to do this, even how to identify your particular gift that God has given you. I'm going to show you how to mark your territory through the standard of excellence and how to turn your workplace into a high altitude kingdom embassy. So, the king has delivered the resources, and now it's time to occupy.